Good morning, treasurers. This is your host Parthesh, co-founder of Fintech, and you are listening to Night Snippets. Here is all what you need to know before going into trade for 15th April 2021. In the international market, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the central bank will reduce its bond purchases before it hikes interest rates. Hence, reduction in the bond buying will be a signal for the upcoming rate hike cycle in the United States. In the United States, the CPI, a core measure of inflation, rose 0.6 percentage points in March. This means CPI jumped 2.6% on the same period last year, the highest year-on-year gain since August 2018 and much higher than the 1.7% growth reported in February. US 10-year closed at 1.64 percentage points and 30-year closed at 2.32 percentage points on yesterday. In the crude oil market, crude is trading at $66.21 per barrel. Short-term range for crude seems to be 65 to 67. A night's position, as you know, we are long crude at $60 per barrel and still holding with a 10% gain. Please remember that OPEC Plus has decided to increase the supply of the crude oil gradually over the next 3 months, which will cap the upside in the crude oil prices. We may decide to exit depending upon the price levels. In the currency market, dollar index or DXY is at 91.68. DXY could not touch the resistance and had broke the 91.93 support. DXY has a good support at 91.30 level now, which it will try to touch. DXY's today's range seems to be 91.30 to 92.13. USD CNY or Chinese yuan is at 653. USD INR with a high of 75.14 touched and closed at 75.05. Range for USD INR today seems to be 74.70 to 75.25. As we were waiting, 75 level has been taken out, but due to structural weakness in the DXY, we may see USD INR inching towards 74.70 levels first and thereafter back to 74.50. Let the market open, and based on the openings, we will give more accurate directions. In the domestic market, retail inflation in India rose to a 4-month high of 5.52 percentage points in March. Industrial growth crashed to a 6-month low of minus 3.6% in February, prompting economists to flag risks to growth inflation dynamics in the country amid a second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. As far as IIP is concerned, most likely it has found its base, and from here it should rise because of the base effect. But for April-June quarter, IIP will see slowness due to partial lockdowns amid second wave of COVID-19. As far as inflation is concerned, RBI will be watchful. Reasons are: number 1, USD INR has come back to 75 levels, which will hurt India importers. Number 2, due to COVID-19 resurgence, the supply side pressure will come again if it persists longer. And number 3, due to rupee depreciation, imported inflation may also come into picture. April-May 2020, last year, CPI prints were not there due to the lack of proper data due to nationwide lockdown. Hence, this will have an impact on April-May CPI numbers for 2021, as the base would be distorted for year-on-year numbers. Hence, MPC will have to wait till June 2021 for a much cleaner print on CPI. As far as global markets are concerned, Brazil is already fighting high inflation, and the Brazil's central bank took a bold move to increase the rates by 75 basis points and expect to hike rates by another 75 basis points in the next meeting. Turkey also, after the great fall of lira, has hiked interest rates. In India, SBI, State Bank of India, has hiked minimum interest rates on home loans by 25 basis points from 670 to 695 with effect from April 1st, 2021. WPI data will be released today at 12 pm. Night Research expects WPI to be higher at 620-640. Please note that WPI is sticky in nature. As far as the markets are concerned, 515 GS 2025 closed at 559 versus 558 the previous trading day. 585 GS 2030 closed at 601 versus 602 the previous trading day. In the GSEC market on Monday, Public and private sector banks sold rupees 1248 crore and 1232 crores respectively. Others bought rupees 1595 crores along with the foreign banks which bought net 1670 crores. Public sector banks have been net sellers for the last many sessions since 585 GS 2030 has come below 603. SDL auctions are scheduled today for Jammu Kashmir, Meghalaya and Rajasthan. We advise to avoid today's SDL auctions to our clients. GSEP 1.0 auction will be there today for 25,000 crore. Today's cutoffs can decide the market mood for the next few days. If RBI accepts 585 GS 2030 till 595 with adequate amount, benchmark will be inching towards 590. If RBI accepts 585 2030 with very little amount or above 603, the benchmark will move towards 603 to 608 range. Bias would be on the yields going down today, but be cautious while trading. For 585 GS 2030, resistance 598 and support 603. Below 603, we may swiftly see 608. No new long-term purchases except for trading. That's it for today. You were listening to Night Snippets with Parthesh, co-founder of Night Fintech. See you tomorrow with the new episode of Night Snippets.